Drums, ready! Windmills, quick! March!
Welcome to Trafford Armed Forces Veterans Breakfast Club. As you can see, it's quite a busy one today. Just before we go on today's festivities, we have tactical coffee in today with different blends of teas, coffee and hot chocolate. So please give them a visit. We also have our merchandise store. For those who have not been before, breakfast is ordered over there. That's about it. I'll hand you over to Claire.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today. Now, there's a reason we're all here today. It's a bit of a special occasion, and we thought we'd mark it with a special centenary breakfast. So, we're all sat in the John Alker Memorial Hall. But who is John Alker? So if you can see the stage, you can see a picture of the soldier, the man in the middle. Now, John Alker was a soldier in World War One. He served in the Manchester Regiment and then later the Machine Gun Corps. Now, unfortunately, he was shot, but he managed to come back home, and he died on the 22nd of February 1920. So today marks the centenary of his passing. So we thought that we'd mark the occasion, and thank you all very much for joining us. I'm now going to introduce the Mayor of Trafford, who's going to read us a poem.
Thank you very much, Claire, and I must just say it's always a great pleasure to be amongst you here at the John Alker, and you know, we do have a look at the displays and various things about John Alker, because we do owe him a great debt of gratitude, and I know he died a long time ago, but it's thanks to him that we can all come in this wonderful building and sit here and enjoy our breakfast. And I think, because Claire and her team are doing a fantastic job raising the money and getting interest and support to refurbish this wonderful facility. So for that and for all these wonderful breakfasts we enjoy, can we just start by giving a great big round of applause to Claire? So I have here a little poem, which I shall now read. It's called Remember Me. It's about Mr. Alker. In 1872 in Liverpool I was born, but little did I know how my life would soon be torn. I grew up, made a living and found a wife. Then the outbreak of World War I completely changed my life. The British Army became like a second family to me. Off we all went abroad, all the young to fight a war. I cannot begin to tell you of the horrors that we saw. I really had no choice because to me it was my duty to defend our way of life and all the things we held of beauty. But in the summer of 1915, my luck had just run out. Sadly, I was shot when our patrol was out and about. But from this gunshot injury, I did not die, and unfortunately it left me with a badly wounded thigh. The medics patched me up and sent me back out to the front, where the Manchesters had already taken the brunt. I was promoted to sergeant and seconded to the machine gun corps, with whom I spent my remaining days of the war. Finally, in 1918, the ceasefire it came, but for some of us soldiers, things would never be the same. I returned to my family, a shell of who I used to be. I struggled with my injury. There was little time left for me. So on the 22nd of February 1920, I drew my final breath. My family would not get over my death. Sabina, my wife, commissioned the building of a hall, somewhere families could gather or even hold a social ball. It still stands in Flixton today, nearing its centenary. But all I ask is that for you to remember me. John Alker, 1872 to 1920. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to also thank you for our visitors for joining us, Tactical Coffee Company, for Dee for making some fantastic 100 centenary cakes. But now I'd like to introduce the High Sheriff of Greater Manchester.
Thank you, Claire, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mayor, distinguished guests, veterans. Thank you so much for inviting me to be here today on this very special occasion. It's great sort of excitement every time my wife Gabrielle and I come to an event, because we're never quite sure what we're coming to. We're never quite sure how it's going to be when we come through the front door. And I think today was very much an example of that. We had no idea how amazing this breakfast event was going to be. It's been quite extraordinary. Meeting the likes of Lewis, and Tommy and Frank, who've got such amazing stories and still going strong, and amazing people, amazing men, very inspirational, seeing how strong and positive they are. And for all the vets and for all the armed forces who come to this monthly breakfast, it's just a great privilege to be here. And as High Sheriff of Greater Manchester, it's a very varied year, often coming face to face with our Mayor of Trafford, Councillor Rob Chilton, as we do again today, and it's a great pleasure and privilege. But I just want to say to all of you, well done and congratulations, and to Claire for running this organisation, for supporting the John Alker Memorial Hall, and for all the work you do in supporting each other. Because actually, ultimately, it's all about community and it's all about us working together. And you are an amazing example of that, and we are really grateful for all the work that you've done and for what you've given to our country. So can I, on behalf of the Shrievalty, on behalf of my role as High Sheriff of Greater Manchester, wish you all the very best. Thank you for inviting me, and good luck to you all. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gents, last thank you. So in the room today we have several representatives of cadet units. So thank you for attending today and looking very smart and giving us a guard of honour. So for 182 Squadron RAF cadets and from both the CCF units in Trafford, thank you very much. Let's have a round of applause, please.